What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Project Orion. You're at this point not weekly podcast. It's been multiple weeks, but oh, dude, it's been I think it's like 2 or 3 weeks now. But I'm here with Legendary Seat 4. This is attempt number 2 because Streamlabs told me to go fuck myself. So hopefully
got,
this functions.
got you some coffee, I see.
Dude, I'm so exhausted. I
I
woke
hear
up
that.
today just not wanting to do anything.
Understandable.
It was a
Definitely
long,
understandable.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
man. So how's it been?
it's been relatively all right. I'm functional, so better than nothing.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
All right, we got to get into SLC because
Okay. Yeah, that's a
you
good topic.
you competed. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
saw
in
your
the free for
fucking
all.
hashtag Silver Surfers. Fuck you with that. You're an ass. I saw that. I was like, you're a smug
Hey,
prick.
look, I was
I
just
was.
trolling.
Oh,
I
I
was just
know.
being a troll.
I was watching it, and my friend was like, because he's a big APG fan, and I was like, because I was like, all right, if APG wins Worlds, I'll give you $100. He goes, all right. I said, well, I'm gonna be
That's
keeping
never
$100. I was like, well, I'm gonna be keeping $100. I was like, I love APG, but
That's
that
never
shit ain't
happening.
happening.
Not in like 2
Dude,
million fucking years.
he's
No.
like, it doesn't matter what team it is. He's like, yo, wherever APG goes, I'm a fan of. I'm like, oh my god. But dude, of course I was like, Optic lost or whatever, because I'm an Optic
Yeah.
fan. It was more of the fact that it was like after SSG won, everybody was like, oh my god, they played so good. He walks on water. I'm like, all right, zip up their pants when you're done. It just ended. Oh my god. I'm like, all right, calm down. I was like,
Yeah,
bro.
I'll just put it in perspective, like I'm I'm a HCS fan.
Mm-hmm.
I could really honestly give, two shits who wins,
Yeah.
but obviously, I am going to probably have a favorite team. If like SSG loses an event, I'm not going to be
Yeah.
butthurt. I'm
I
going to be,
kind of figured they were
happy.
going to win.
Yeah, I'm going to be happy for Optic if they win, but I'm also like I'm going to play into the trolls because
Oh, yeah. The
like
people
people
were
just take
something
this shit
else.
so seriously, man.
Dude, the
Way too
second it
seriously.
ended, everyone was like, "Oh, it's fucking rigged. It's this and that." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh
but
my
we
god,
can't we can't we
calm
can't
down."
deny that they are a gold, the silver medalist.
They
This
are the
point,
silver medalists. Yep. Was this
Silver
5
Surfer.
events in a row? It's like
Like
5 in a
it's
row
gonna
since
be
Worlds. It's
hilarious.
wild.
It's gonna be hilarious. No offense to Optic fans,
Oh,
that if they go to Worlds and place second or even
dude,
just let's just
if
put it
it's
this way, if
if
they
it's
place
6
worse,
events in a row, second place, that's something.
but is it really a justified what they did with dropping APG and picking up Dead Zone at that point? Do
Yeah,
you
because I
think?
said that last time. I was like, was it
Yeah,
just a lateral move?
yeah, I remember
Like,
that.
yeah, because I was like, if it's just a lateral move, because it's like, I get Dead Zone has more slaying potential than what APG does, but if it's the same results,
What was the point?
yeah,
You know,
it makes no difference.
I have no doubt in my mind that even with APG, Optic would still be playing pretty decent.
Oh yeah,
Um, they might even win a series because I feel like one thing APG was always pretty decent at was being a clutch player.
yeah,
He always was one of those players like under pressure. I thought he was pretty solid. I don't know. I couldn't really say the same. I don't know too much about how Dead Zone plays under pressure because I'll be honest. Like I haven't watched a lot of his POV this year, but other than like I think at Atlanta, and I mean he's a great player, and I'm
oh
sure he
yeah,
has a clutch factor. But APG was always like really good in those high intense situations, and that might have led to them being as good as they were the first year. So
yeah, and
and the second
I
year.
don't know if the mindset was like that they want to get someone who was a little younger than APG as well,
Hmm.
because they're like, oh well, APG's played since H3. Try to get someone who's only played since around Halo 5 and up.
Yeah,
But it's like, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense, I think, personally. Because it's like, you dropped a top 25 player all time for, yes, consistently Penguin / Dead Zone has been, I think, since Infinite, has never dropped below, was it third place? I think it's been since Infinite came out.
Yeah, he's never placed
never
below
dropped
third,
below third. So it's like
which is amazing.
something there.
Well, it's also because I mean he's been on the best teams the entire time. I mean he was on Cloud9 and Space Station the
Yeah.
first 2 years, and they played very well. Of course, when he leaves, Space Station finally gets like I think fourth place. Was it at London, I believe?
Yeah, and
So
that
like
was a fluke.
yeah, that I mean it was an event where they had jet lag. Like there's a lot of factors coming into play. Like you can't your sleep schedule is kind of screwed over, and
Yeah.
like your headspace is probably going to be kind of fucked a little bit just
Yeah,
because of that.
I know Soul Snipe for Sunday was like, oh, for that event was like, oh, I slept like shit and blah blah blah, and everyone's like, that's not an excuse to a point. It's been now 2 events. When it comes to Sunday, you guys fumble the bag. It finally looked good actually, which was weird. I wasn't
Yeah. So
expecting Shopify to actually look good.
yeah, Shopify's been pretty consistent for the most part
Oh yeah.
this year. Placing third and fourth pretty consistently.
Yeah.
But looking to see them actually finally clutch up on a Sunday and do something, man. Like I'd love
Yeah.
to see a new team make it to the grand finals. Them or Pure would probably be my two picks.
Pure
You know,
fucking tripped and fell this last event. They were
yeah, they got top 12.
yeah,
Oh
they were
Lord.
yeah, and I picked them like top 5, top
Yeah,
4.
I had them in the top 4 for sure.
What was it? I
Yeah.
actually can see SLC. I had Pure 4th. I had them above Shopify and Sentinels and Cloud9 and all of them. So
Yeah. Yeah, what else like you want to talk about in SLC, because there's a lot of stuff that happened that day, that
yeah.
weekend.
Well, how was the FFA? Because that was a large chunk of that event as well.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I competed in. Well, I'll go back to Friday. I went to Ascending Baseline's FFA at their Airbnb just for practice. At
Mm-hmm.
$30 entry. I made it to the semis. There wasn't probably but like maybe I think 28 people in that. It wasn't a whole lot. And then that was pretty good practice because I hadn't practiced the couple weeks prior because I just didn't really care for the whole live fire thing. I played it maybe like a handful of times throughout the last 2 weeks prior to that, and so like I
Yeah.
didn't. That's not really a good practice, but yeah, I went in Saturday feeling pretty good. I was just like, I'm just gonna come here. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna try my best. I'm not gonna worry about the result of what happens. And so like that definitely led into me playing better than I thought I would on live fire. I did make it to round 3. I think I got second place in round 1. Got to round 2. Uh, can't remember exactly how I got into round 2, how that score was, but round 3 was very stacked. I had Gunplexion in my lobby and Johan and
Oh god.
a lot of great, and Gunplexion won the whole thing. So there
Yeah.
you go. Like but yeah, I mean, I played. I actually it was really kind of screwed up, but this game's like just bugged with errors and
Oh
stuff,
well, yeah.
completely. Like, but we had like a couple of resets. Person crashed mid
That's
game.
sounds
At
normal.
one point in round 3, I was like, man, I could really do this. I could move to round 4, and I was like, tied for fourth for a good chunk. Started off really good. Got the lead in the very beginning, led by 1 kill, I think like 5-4. And then by the mid game and before the reset started, I was doing pretty good at the 35 kill mark. I was pretty consistently getting trades, and then the reset happened, and I was like, okay, like this might be enough, fresh start for me going back into the reset. But unfortunately that wasn't the case, and had the starts on live fire can be kind of rough because I
Yeah.
don't really know how the map plays yet in free for all to a degree, and so I was still trying to figure things out as I went. And yeah, it was okay. I wish it was Aquarius. I probably got a better result just because I know how the map works with free for all. I know how to get my trades and stuff. And yeah, man, it wasn't bad though. I actually got points. I got about 750 points. So I'm sitting at about roughly 1,300 and some change leading into Worlds.
Not
So
bad.
um, last year in Worlds I got top 64. So that wasn't bad. I'm looking to do that again, if not try to break that round 3 curse. Trying to push for round 4. If I can get round 4, I would be more than happy with my result. That would give me a top 32 finish. But yeah, like leading up to that FFA, before they made the announcement for Live Fire, I'd played in those LVT series,
Yeah.
FFAs. First 2 weeks only made round two, but the last week of that LVT Native Gaming FFA series, I got top 16. Got to play against King Nick. Uh, was dominating the lobby for a little bit, even with him in it, and then he kind of pulled back. I think I ended up getting, I want to say like second in that lobby, if not third. I can't remember exactly. I do have that recorded, but um, yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun. Wish I could have done better, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Can't do much. It. I think the whole swapping, I think, just didn't. I
It
don't
was
think it
just,
did much
I
of
don't know.
anything because they're like, the game crashes on Aqua, and everyone's like, it's done that for the last 2 years.
It's, in
What
my
the fuck was the
opinion,
point of switching it? It's done that for 2 years now.
or in my experience, should I say, I've never had that problem on Aquarius. To be honest,
My
every
game's
time I've
never.
played it,
Yeah, even
totally
when
fine.
I played on Xbox, I never had any sort of issues when loading into Aqua or even on PC. No issues, nothing. So I was
Yeah,
like, it's kind of weird
I
that
played
they're
in
just like,
the
it crashed. I'm like, what?
I played in the High on Life tournament yesterday, which was on Aquarius. Had been voted on, and I played on it all day. I think I played like 3 to 4 matches, and I didn't have a single issue the entire time. And I'm on the Xbox, so I don't know why. I mean, I hope Worlds is back to Aquarius, but I don't have any faith
I
in
don't think so.
343. To be honest,
Yeah,
I wouldn't put money on
it's
it. I'll say it like that.
it sucks. Just I think 343 can make a good game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they don't, or it may not be completely them. It may be 343 as well, being like, this has to be done. This has to be done. Push the game out. But it's like it's
Yeah.
weird that it's like 343 has their hands on one of the largest IPs ever in gaming, and it's
Yeah.
like they just kind of for their 3 games. Holy shit, 3 games in what has it been? 15 years, 14 years. It's kind of
And
fucking wild.
unfortunately, they've dropped the ball on every one of them.
Yes,
Literally.
and it sucks because it's like you can see like at its core, each of their
Hmm.
games are good at their core. It's just everything else around it isn't there. Like
Yeah,
inherently, Infinite is a good game. Like at its core, it is a good game.
it's a great game. It
It's
just
just
needs some love, man.
when it's flooded with stuff from the store and
Hmm.
easy anti-cheat bugs, or your just game crashes for no reason, or you play this one map and your frames go from 120 or 200 to 60 randomly and then shoots back up. It's like something under the hood doesn't work.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned the store.
It's
That
I don't buy much in it.
I do
I
I
used
do
to.
buy
I
stuff.
certain things I will buy. I
But
like
what was I was gonna say was one of my buddies. I won't mention his name because of what happened, but he had made a post today about bundles. How he thinks bundles. You know, not that they shouldn't exist, but he thinks that you should be able to buy whatever you want in the bundles.
I think that's how it should be.
Individually. And somebody apparently from the studio itself didn't like it, and so he took down the tweet. It was probably getting a little bit more traction
I
than
would
he
have left
probably
it
had
up
thought of. I don't see why, but see, here's the problem with that is he's one
because
of the
then
he works
yeah,
for them at the events,
I could
like far
yeah
as
I get
refing and
it,
stuff.
and I could yeah, and then you don't want to be on 343's bad side because
No,
then
yeah,
you'll
exactly.
all of a sudden get fucking
Though
somehow
they're
banned
soft.
or they're
Let's
so
just
fucking soft.
they're very soft as individuals and as a company, and like it really shows
Dude,
because you can't even really speak your mind without them wanting to like completely just
COD's
write you
kind of
off,
the same way
you
too.
know.
COD's the
And
same way. You say
I
certain bad things about COD, you won't get invited to any of the events. Nothing. NBA 2K is the same way. You criticize the game every year, you won't get invited to anything. It's just like every fucking time.
and I've always been an advocate for Halo, and I always will be. You
Same.
know, but at the same time, like
Like,
we've got to be able to call this stuff out and
yeah,
put some pressure on the studio to do better because in the end, we just want a solid game. You know, everybody wants it to work and be happy. And like, you know, if you can't take a little criticism, especially if it's, you know, it's not like hated, you know, hate speech. You know, as
yeah,
long as you're just being, you know, pretty professional about it, which he was. He was pretty professional. His tweet.
yeah.
You know, and I'm not always the most professional person in the world. You know, emotions do
Oh,
play
I'm
a part into this sometimes, and so you know, I try to be objective about it, and you know, I try not to let emotions get to me. But you know, sometimes like, dude, you gotta like you
oh
gotta
yeah,
shout out, you
and
know,
it's
what
why
you think is wrong.
I'm so worried for if those remakes are being made, like if those are the next games.
Hmm.
It scares me because it's like if you're remaking Combat Evolved, it's already in my opinion still 20 was it 23 years later. It's fucking amazing still. Like it is unbelievable. And I feel like all they're going to do is add slide canceling and all the stuff that's in Infinite and everything into a game that doesn't need it, and it's just gonna bog down other features. Like the whole idea of it was meant to have these vast open spaces, and if you could just all the way you zoom right through it, it's like what was the point of having this large vista that no you're not gonna explore because you can just grapple across it.
Yeah.
It,
I
it is
mean,
what it
I
is.
like the movement in this
Oh
game. I'm
yeah,
not gonna
it's
bash that.
good.
You know, Halo 5 was a fun game as well for the multiplayer side of things, but
Campaign sucks.
yeah, we all know that one.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Oh
there's
my
really no
god,
denying it. They fumbled the campaign. They could have
dude.
like
Well,
did
I think it was
very
meant
well
to
with
be
it,
a.
but
I think it was meant to be a different campaign, and then
hmm
they had to pivot because the whole hunt the truth and everything. It was meant to be. It seemed like it was kind of meant to be like some sort of like espionage type of campaign,
yeah.
and then they're just like, nah, Cortana.
Yeah, Cortana just didn't
That was
seem like
so.
the right move, as far as like putting her as the antagonist, you know. And
Yeah.
it's I just don't know. They had a good story with 4. I
Yeah, I
thought the
thought
story
Force was
was
pretty
pretty
good.
decent. I didn't really like the campaign in 4, and the reason why is I just hate fighting the fucking Prometheans. Like I couldn't stand the fact that they were so
I don't blame you.
spongy. They were
They're a
so annoying to
pain in the
kill.
ass. Dude, it's why I
But
haven't attempted that game on like Lasso or anything. I'm like, I want to fucking shoot myself.
oh, good luck
Dude,
with that.
I
Oh Lord
attempted
of mercy,
Reach Lasso with friends. Uh,
it's tough.
ooh, it's beyond rough. And then we soft locked a like the jeeps that you get in the first level in a
Hmm.
garage, and we broke the level and we couldn't even complete it. So we're just like, fuck
Mm,
this. We're just like, I'm dumb.
yeah.
I can't do this. At some point, I'm gonna try to attempt them all on Lasso. Like I'm slowly streaming all the Mass Effect games on Insanity because I
Mm,
hate
gotcha.
myself. Oh my god, it's
They,
Mass Effect 1 Insanity is disgusting. It is. Oh my god. You get hit with a
yeah,
shotgun, it's like, you're gone.
I
You're just
played the only
dust.
one I've done lasso on, as far as Halo goes, is Infinite, and I beat that.
I heard it was
It took
quite
me.
easy.
It is.
I've
I
heard.
I kind of cheapened out before they had.
Tank gun?
Yeah, I got the
Yep.
tank gun.
I was gonna say tank gun.
But this is before they made that first patch where they had disabled it, and then they
That
got the
was.
backlash. But
Well,
I
because that
did it
was
before
dumb.
they patched it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now you can still get it, but I don't think you can get the lasso achievement with it,
That's so
as far as I
stupid.
know. I don't hold me to that statement,
If
but
that's the case, that's dumb.
yeah, I think it knows that achievement. But I did it before they did that, so I got it. Haha.
I think patching
Jokes
stuff
on
out of
them.
campaigns is so dumb. Like they made it. It's such a big thing to say. We're leaving in all this stuff from H2 and stuff like sword lunging and like all of those bugs
Yeah.
to be like it's just an integral part of the game. Well, you left in this debug gun that everyone likes using. Just let us fucking use it. It's the campaign. Nobody cares. Who cares if it
Exactly.
one shots bosses and stuff? Nobody cares.
It's just
It makes the
campaign, man.
game fun.
Exactly.
I
It
think
shouldn't matter how you try
yeah.
to get the achievements either.
Yeah,
Just
balancing
get it. Yeah.
PvE stuff I think is so stupid unless it's the core thing of the game. Like unless the whole game is PvE, don't balance that. It's meant to be. Have fun with it. Like zombies, they do it in Call of Duty. They like nerf weapons, and I'm like, this is a PvE mode. It's meant for us to shoot
cares?
zombies and be like, ooh, pew pew. I'm like, who
Exactly.
cares? What is the point, dude?
Yeah, but it's been a fun past couple weeks, man. Like, Salt Lake City was amazing.
Yeah, all the
Um,
pictures I saw. Dude, HCS posted a picture of you on their Instagram. I was like, hey, I know that guy.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, shout out to Callie Ranger, or sorry, Ranger Callie. I
yeah.
always get that backwards, but she's awesome. She was running the I believe the Instagram account there. She's going around getting all kinds of clips, and so she had actually stopped by while I was warming up for the free for all, and took that picture of me. So that was really neat.
Yeah, because I was like, ah, I know that guy.
Yeah, that was really cool of her to do that. Getting featured like that's always it's always nice, man. It just you feel the love of the studio and HCS itself, and so really
Too,
appreciate
too bad
that.
you couldn't have dressed up as Frozone. No, I'm just that guy
Yeah,
was fucking something else.
I didn't see that,
Dude,
but
the clip was a little funny because
I thought it was
active.
Uber Nick. I'm not even gonna lie.
The second one was Uber because he
Was
ran
it?
onto the set and they're like, oh,
Okay.
who put him back? And he whips off the mask and they're like, oh, fucking active
Yeah,
going, you're done, and he's just like, he's
I,
gone.
I
I
the
was
clip I
like,
saw
oh my
was Uber
god.
Nick. I didn't see the first guy. I
The
need to go back
first
and watch
one,
that.
well, because what was it? It was I'm trying to think who called security on him.
Um,
What was it? Josh and
I think Josh and Snag, yeah,
yeah,
from Pro
yeah,
Talk, yeah.
yeah. They're like, yeah, get this guy out because he like ran onto the set and Clutch is like, all right, yeah, if you want to say something, go ahead. He's like, yeah, we're fine with it. And then he's like, and then he started going like, oh, Kick is better. Twitch, pay your fucking employees and stuff. And then Active gets up and goes, you're done. Yanks the headset out of his hand and like shoves him off the set. I was
Yeah,
like, damn. Yeah.
that was uncalled for, but it's
Yeah.
still a funny moment
Oh,
to see.
dude. And then the clip of what was it? It's towards the end of the event. I think that's when Uber Nick ran onto the set. It's like Walshy and Mikowski, and they're sitting there, and Tony's in the background, and he gets choked and dragged off the set. I was like, what the fuck is going on in the last day of this? They were just like unhinged day.
Yeah, that event was something else, man.
I was like, oh
But
my god.
I just want to say shout out, like Space Station putting on
Dude.
the best major of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no
Those intros were fucking awesome.
probably
Those, like, synth
definitely the best
intros were
too.
fucking cool.
But like it might not have be the
Ball
best
pit.
gameplay that we've ever seen. Yeah, Ball Pit was epic
Ball pit
the
was
year
fucking.
before,
Oh yeah.
but this year it's just like they did such a good job setting up the whole thing.
Yeah, because there was a lot of tech issues, like a lot.
It happens. It's
Yeah,
not
I
their
get
fault.
it. It's Halo to a point, and I know everyone got unbound for saying, "Oh, plug it in, unplug it, and plug it back in." Everyone's
Well,
like,
what they fail to realize is that SSG was winning at that point. Why would they try to like do a reset?
But HCS did agree that.
Yep, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they did say that they're like it shouldn't have been reset. That shouldn't have happened. And I'm just like,
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I get it.
But still, it was a great event.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said,
It was awesome.
And,
I don't.
amazing turnout from the fans, and the passion and the vibes were all there that weekend. And I got a lot of content. I got some videos coming out. Probably at some point today, I'll probably release it sometime this week, but I'll have the tour video uploaded in
Nice.
HD, and then I got a swag video. I'm showing off some of the free stuff that I got at the event.
Yeah, I heard there was a.
Yeah,
because it seemed like a large space that they filled. Yeah, because
very large space.
Yeah,
It was a huge venue.
Yeah, there was like the pickleball courts. They had like everything. I was like, what the.
It was when
like
I think
a
of
large
that
area.
When I think of that venue in particular, it was about the size of Orlando and Raleigh in terms of like the venue. So there was a lot of space in those venues as well. This one might have been actually slightly bigger, but they still had some more room to work with. Like they probably had an extra like 50 to 100 feet in some
Oh
areas,
shit.
depending. I think it was like on the back wall, but they did a good job of like really filling up the space that was available. And like there was a lot of activities, a lot of
Yeah,
booths to
it
check
seemed
out,
like a
and
lot of shit.
you were really honestly, if you were trying to take in the whole event like I was, you were really busy the whole time. You
Yeah,
know,
you would kind of have
I
to like limit per day what you have to do, or you're just gonna be
well
running around.
for
It's
me
but it seemed
the
like a lot.
Friday was like the day that I knew that I was going to be able to knock out most of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I just went around, got the tour video, took pictures, made some videos, and then I did also that on day 2 as well. After the FFA was over, I went through and got some pictures of some more stuff, and so I've got pretty much. I think I've captured just about everything that you could capture, as far as like the activities go and the art and the creativeness. So yeah, it's gonna be a. I have like 3 videos coming out. I got the swag, the tour, and then I'm gonna have an overall like kind of experience type video that's gonna be more of like a montage of like what happened. It's gonna be pretty cool. Kind of like the Atlanta video that I put out about a month ago.
All right.
Yeah, so it's gonna be neat. It's gonna be a neat video. I got to get that one. Haven't started the editing process yet, but on that one's gonna take a little bit more
Yeah, because it's a lot
editing.
of footage.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably I don't know how much footage I got. It's probably at least a good hour or more, at least
Yeah,
maybe more.
I can see how that's a lot to edit.
Yeah,
All right.
and I'm gonna have to pick and choose what I really want to feature, in that particular video. But it'll be good.
Yeah, or just you could make it like part 1, part 2. If it's too much, you could try to
Well,
separate it out if you
that's
want
what the
to.
tour. That's what the tour video is for. The tour video and the swag video are separate for that reason, because the tour video kind of gives you just a glimpse of what was all there without diving into too much of it. It's a 30-minute video, like a 37-minute video, but if you want to see what the event truly was like, you can go in there and check it all out and skip through it, and see all the cool stuff. So it's gonna be neat.
All right.
It's not the it's very raw. That video is a very raw video, and it's supposed to be like that. But I'm not gonna edit that one.
Nah,
I
there's
edited
nothing
it
wrong with.
slightly, just kind of cut off
Yeah.
some ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we
But
could
yeah,
get.
man.
Yeah, I think we could get into some questions.
Okay, yeah,
I
go
think I
ahead, shoot me
just got.
some.
Yeah, like I always kind of go with like the normal questions, like what was your first Halo in the franchise that you were introduced to, played?
Oh yeah, so first one definitely Halo CE. Got into that late into the series. In about I think it was like 2003 before I actually played it. I had a friend who had gotten an Xbox with his own money. He was a little bit older than me. He was working a little bit, I think, at Domino's at the time. He picked up an Xbox to play Knights of the Old Republic, believe it or
Oh,
not, and great game by the
that
way.
game is
And
fantastic.
the first 2 are just amazing.
Well,
And
KOTOR 2's okay.
it could have been better, but I thought it was a fun game.
It's a
Anyways,
whole different studio.
he ended up his mom actually ended up getting him Halo for Christmas. I believe she got somebody to do the shopping for her. And here's the funny thing was she didn't like violent video games
Oh
like
my,
that, and
yeah.
she thought the game was about angels because it said Halo. So it was
That's
hilarious, and we'd
great.
be in there. We started off, I played the campaign, played a lot of heroic
Oh
with my buddy, split screen, and then we
shit.
we would do we should do some 3-way FFAs on Sidewinder, and that's how I kind of got introduced to the multiplayer side of it. And then kind of branched off from there, and then once, I got hooked on it a little bit. Halo 2 came out, and I was all about it, man.
Yeah, yeah. Because my first was H2 when I was like 5. I
Yeah,
was like, ooh, what is? I was like, oh, what is this? And I started playing it, and I was just hooked from then. I was like, oh my
yeah,
god, this game is
it's a great,
amazing.
great game, one of the
Yeah,
best in
because
the series.
I think it's the best.
I think the
I
campaign
still think
wise, it's the
H2 is the
best.
best. Oh yeah, and it's
Oh yeah,
wild to
H2,
think.
H2 had a great multiplayer
Yeah,
and campaign.
and it's so crazy to think that H2 still had so much content cut out of it
Mm-hmm. And I
because
think they're
the
going to be
game
adding
was
some
made
of that
in
back,
like, yeah, because the game was made in like 15 to 18 months technically,
which is insane.
which is wild. that they
But
made
yeah,
a functional game in a little over a year.
talk about crunch.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, because they even said they're like, yeah, all our time went into that E3 thing, and then they're like, oh, we have a game next year. Well, shit,
yeah, which is
it's
insane.
fucking crazy. Yeah, because I remember, yeah, because I played. I think it was, it was like 2005, 2006, because I played through Halo 2. Didn't really play. I didn't play like online, and then I was like, oh, Halo 3 comes out. That game still looks good. And I know a lot of people are like H3 is the best. I'm like, it's good. It's not as good.
Yeah,
I
H3 I think H2 has it beat in my opinion.
mm-hmm.
Just
I
I
still
mean
think
H3 had
so.
more content, but like H2 is just like it was the best. I think it's just the best for a lot of different reasons. You know, it introduced a lot of people to Xbox Live. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it had clans. I think the emblems in the
Emblem.
game were a lot better.
Yeah, you
The
could.
ranking system was better,
Yeah,
in
you
my
could
opinion.
earn certain armors by doing campaign challenges and stuff. It was.
Yeah, it
Dude.
was just a
Oh.
blast. But yeah, H2 is definitely probably the goat for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When did you like start competing? Like, what was your first moment where you're like, oh, I think I could do something
Well,
in
it
Halo, or is that something more recent, like when Infinite came out, or
well it is. It's kind of both,
okay,
and the reason why is like okay, so when I got into Halo 2, I was late. I was kind of late. I played it right off the launch start. You know, like I played the campaign, but I didn't really get into the multiplayer until about I want to say like the second year. It was probably about '06/'07 before I actually started playing the multiplayer a lot. And you know, that started out with doing some 3v3 lands with some friends and some from high school, and then you know like one I got on and played some ranked, did pretty good on that. I was actually not bad starting out. I got like rank 29. You know, funny enough, one of the first tournaments we were going to go to got canceled. It was going to be a 4v4 at a local Game Crazy. Shout out to Game
oh
Crazy.
god,
Rip. That got canceled, and then we didn't really do any tournaments in H2 until the launch night. A couple weeks before the launch night of H3, we had our first local tournament at our GameStop
yeah,
where they held a 2v2. You had 2 or 3 weeks where you could qualify, and all you had to do is win one series to qualify for the champs on the launch night, and whoever won each got a copy of Halo 3. That was my first experience actually competing locally. Not a huge local comp scene at the time, you know, but it was fun. And then, you know, Halo 3 rolls around. You know, I had been introduced to game battles a little bit, didn't really compete a whole lot, probably just like under a handful of like times on that. And then there was a couple of local, there was about, I think, seven within the first year of Halo 3 coming out. There was about seven local tournaments which were held by a couple of GameStop employees, and they would rent out a part of the local theater, and we would go play on the big screen, split screen. It was the first one I attended was a 2v2. Then we did like a 4v4, followed by like I think it was like the first two were 2v2s, and then it was a couple of 4v4s. And I actually won 4 of the 7. That was my first time competing. I wouldn't really consider myself a competitor at that point. And like back then I would have, but now that I look back at it, the reason why is because I wasn't doing a lot of MLG ladders. I wasn't doing a lot of game battles. I wasn't
yeah.
scrimming. I was just a matchmaking kid for the most part, playing Slayer. When I, played that Snipes, SWAT, and such, and then transitioned to a little bit of the MLG playlist when it came out, and then yeah, I kind of like fell off after I want to say the first year around early 2009. Just kind of stopped playing. Got a girlfriend at that point, and then kind of just said fuck it, and then came back and sometime in 2010 and played some more matchmaking, and then from there didn't play Reach, didn't compete, barely played it compared to
Reach
Halo
is
3. Did
okay.
played it a little bit. I played it enough to know what it was like. I'd say I played for a few months, and then kind of like stopped, and then got into Halo 4 a little bit for the first couple months. I didn't think it was a terrible game at the time,
No,
but then
it's not.
it
I think
It
it's a
fell off competitive wise. Like there was
oh,
just no
I
scene.
think it's a very good. I think H4 is a good casual shooter.
Yeah. And then, like
Yeah,
without going into too many details, like stopped playing that, started working and focusing on the family at that point. Didn't, I just didn't compete in reaching for it, just not at all.
I
I
don't
played
blame
one
you.
tournament. I think I played two tournaments in H4 and they were both horrible. They were both on big ass like 40-inch TVs with a lot of input lag and delay. It was just terrible experience overall at those, but um I don't think I've competed in Reach at all. I don't think I played any tournaments in Reach. I played the MOG playlist a little bit when it was up, and
Same.
I might have touched ranked a little bit when they introduced it for the first
Wasn't
time, but I hated the ranking system in Reach. Halo
yeah.
4's had a ranking system at one point, but you could only see your rank on Halo Waypoint, and there was really no skill based matchmaking. It was literally just like whoever was queuing up, you played. So like part of the
Yeah.
reasons why I didn't care about those games, and then yeah, like just to kind of speed it up a little bit, like MCC came out, decided I want to get back into it. The H2A was the main game for that. Uh, didn't compete a lot. I did a lot of online stuff. Like I did probably about 3 to 4 tournaments online. Couldn't find a good team to be on that wanted to really practice. Led into H5, played that for the first 6 months. Competed a little bit online. Um, don't think I did any local tournaments for either of those. There wasn't much of a local scene. I actually had signed up for a couple of the Microsoft Store tournaments where they held 2v2s, and then decided last minute to say fuck it because it was a little bit. It was like an hour drive for me to go
Ooh.
to it, so I just like didn't want to waste the money or the gas. And so, yeah. Then basically from H5 to H Infinite, I had about a four. I want to say a good. I stopped playing H5 in early 2016,
I
and
think that's kind of when I stopped
played
playing
it
it a
once
lot.
or I probably played like 2 or 3 times and when I mean 2 or 3 times, like 1 or 2 days, like maybe 3 days, like in 2017, 18, and 19, and even 2020. And then when I knew that I was really debating about coming back to Infinite because of how they had scuffed the last 3 fucking games,
Mm-hmm.
with MCC being one of those. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to put my time into this anymore. I was always one of those guys that wanted to go pro and didn't know exactly how to go about it. I kind of know more now about what you need to do, and I'd say I have a better grasp on that. Obviously I'm nowhere near close to pro level at this current moment, but basically yeah, I just said fuck it, I'm gonna come back to Halo Infinite, and that's where I'm at now. And I decided I was gonna compete and try a little bit.
Yeah, that's competing. I definitely know I'm not good enough to be on
It's
any sort of team or anything like
I'm
that.
not anywhere near the
I'm
top end
nowhere.
level yet.
I would. Yeah, like what was it, like ranked arena? I'm plat 6, diamond 1.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm not bad. I'm not good either. Like I would say I'm slightly above average.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understand the game, I know how to play it,
Yeah.
but it's just like 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 I said before, understanding how the game works and actually being able to execute it while you're playing is two different things.
Yeah, execution is
I
probably the
just
biggest part about Halo is how you can have strategies and like and kind of the knowledge, but executing is a big
yeah.
big factor. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even really play today. I played 2 games of Rank Slayer. Both times the enemy team left, and then I got easy anti-cheat, and I said, "Fuck this." I
Oh
was
yeah,
like, "I'm
we've
done for today." I
we've
was like,
been
"I'm
getting easy
done."
anti cheat all morning, bro.
That
Every
is,
time the game ends or we start a new lobby where we're getting it, it did not fail at all.
dude, and it was,
So annoying.
and they said that like they did something to like have it to where it happens less, or it's
It
not supposed to
doesn't.
happen.
It,
It's
mm-mm,
like I may have
it's not
gotten it
working.
a little less, but I still get it.
Mm.
And what is with the people fucking leaving matches though? The second they start losing, I'm like, it'll be like,
Just
oh, they're up.
weak mental, or they
Uh,
game crashed one probably, but mostly weak mental. I'll say that.
yeah, because I'm like, oh, we're only up 5 kills, and I look at the scoreboard and it's like, and 2 left already. I was like, well, what's the? We're fucking two
If
minutes
they're
into the game. It's like, holy shit.
if they're actually leaving the game, yeah, that's just weak mental. And we all have those moments, but to be consistently doing it, it's just I
Yeah, it was
don't
like
see
2
why you.
games back to back. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I can't do this today. I was like, back to the PvE modes and stuff. Just to fucking shoot bots. I was like, I would just rather get XP that way than
Yeah.
deal with that.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, if you're
Oh yeah,
trying to get XP, but
yeah.
yeah, it's rough matchmaking, man.
Oh, dude, it's a pain in the ass. Like
Oh yeah, well, I went
like
win
I
loss win
would,
loss win loss yesterday.
yeah. Like I wish ranked in MCC wasn't plugged full of hackers and shit, because I would play that probably more.
It's worse than Infinite, I think, isn't it?
Oh yeah, like you can't even. It's like you can't get into a game, or if you get into a game, it's like the hackers where it's like they just boot you offline, or they like you drop all your weapons, and it's like you get fucking like your game just spazzes. It's
And
like,
is that in social too?
in social, not really. It's like rare that you'll get into social like that. It's like more towards like the ranked modes and shit like that. And it's like
People,
if you're
man.
like
People,
large
man.
enough, you'll get like they'll like spoof your
Spoofed.
gamer tag, and then you'll get
Yep.
fucking banned, and it's like okay.
I know all about that. I've seen too many tweets about it.
I've seen clips of it too. And it's like what the fuck. But yeah, your easy anti-cheat works for both games.
Yeah,
Clearly, with functions. Yeah.
Functions are great.
And functions,
Great.
wonderful. And I've seen
Great.
indie games with better fucking anti-cheat.
Oh, dude, the Arbiter anti-cheat they had before was way better than this bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, so it is what it is. Hopefully one day we get something better. But I just like I wouldn't be the guy. I wouldn't be a betting man. I would not be a betting man. Let's just say that. Not at all.
No, we ain't getting a better anti-cheat. We're not getting like I would say Ricochet's better, but COD still has a lot of fucking hackers.
Yeah,
COD
it does.
Shitload.
It's kind of hard to stop it though, isn't it?
Yeah, because the second there's an update, eventually they're gonna figure out a way to get around that update, and it's just a cycle. But when it comes to the all right, when it comes to the whole franchise, favorite weapon.
Favorite weapon would definitely be the battle rifle. Particular battle rifle would be the Halo 2 battle rifle, and then I'd probably go with Infinite after that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Infinite's BR.
Yeah, but Halo 2 is the GOAT. It's the best battle rifle. It's, in my opinion, the most fun gun to use in the whole series. Just because of like, I don't know, it just feels great, man. Like the BXR, the quad shot in, that's just really puts it on the map for me. Even though I'm not really good at either of those, but
I think I've done BXR once, and I was like, you know what? Moral victory.
It's pretty difficult to pull off.
It's really fucking hard.
Very difficult, especially in MCC.
Oh,
MCC is like the button
with the
glitches
extra
don't work
tick
as
rate
good.
and stuff. It's like it's everything.
You got to be perfect. Yeah.
Why it's wild that the people that can do it consistently.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I wish I would have been one of them guys that had practiced it back in the day and got good at it, because it's when you do it, it's the biggest dopamine hit you've ever had in your life.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, there's nothing like it. I mean, I don't even think any drugs can compare to what you can do when you pull that shit off.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah. You're the first person to say BR, because I've gotten, I think I've gotten like Sniper. Descendant said the Brute Shot, which I was like, you know what? I respect
the Brute Shot?
I was like, I respect it. I was like, you know
which
what?
version did he had to pick the H2 version, right?
I think
because that one was cooler.
I think he might have said H3, but
really,
actually, I don't think he said which one specific, but he just said his favorite weapon is the Brute Shot. I was like, I will take it.
That's a crazy answer to me, to be honest, but I respect it.
I was like, I respect this, because everyone's like, oh, I love the sniper rifle, and I'm like, oh my god,
sniper rifle is just too generic.
It's so generic, and everyone's like, I love the one-shot potential. I'm like, I want the goofy weapons. Like, give me
if I had to go with,
like, give me one of the odd guns.
I wouldn't say it's a goofy weapon, but if I had to pick another weapon besides the battle rifle, it'd be the needle rifle.
Unique weapons, like more like like if someone said the focus rifle from Reach, I'd be like,
ooh,
respect.
That's a good one.
I'd be like, respect.
I think mine is the needle rifle.
The needle rifle is so cool.
I had to go with something other than the BR. Yeah, the needle rifle was pure dopamine.
We haven't gotten it in 14 years.
Yeah, well, focus rifle was unique too.
The focus rifle is only in Reach too, and it's so good. Like,
it was a fun gun.
Which, well, It's not a good weapon, but it's
I wouldn't
fun.
say it.
It's
I
horrible.
wouldn't say it has a dopamine hit, but it was definitely fun to
No,
use.
just going as it tickles them and does no damage, but it was fun.
Right.
The thing was awful.
Yeah.
I don't know why that they were like, oh yeah, this is a power weapon on the map. I'm like, this thing does nothing. It's like, it does an EMP, it barely does damage to shields. I was like, what do you mean power weapon? I was like, my melee does more than this.
True.
My melee,
True.
the Magnum did more, and Reach's Magnum wasn't anything amazing.
It was better than H3 and H2's Magnum. I'll give it
Well,
that.
that was not much of an accomplishment, though.
No,
H2's
those were
H2's Magnum, unless you compared it with like the plasma pistol or something, was awful.
or the SMG. That
Or
was
the
a good
SMG.
combo.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible. I agree.
At least
with
in
that.
H3, if you do wield the Magnums, it's pretty good.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
by itself,
yeah.
it's
I'll give it.
horrible.
It still ain't fun though to use.
No, it's just like clunk. All right,
Yeah,
next.
it's too slow.
Now, if they gave us like dual wield CE Magnums, it'd be a different story. Now,
Oh,
that
Lord
would,
of God.
oh my god,
Please.
I want that.
Please.
Can they just add that even if it's just like a
That-
fun little side mode, just like everyone just one shot
Honestly,
headshots with it?
The CE Magnum for me is definitely in the top 3 weapons of all time for myself.
Oh,
Like it'd be that and the H2 battle rifle, and then I don't even know what else.
yeah,
would
I think
be
it's like
with it.
BR that for me, and I'm trying to think. Ooh, maybe the energy sword, but it's got to be specifically like the H2 sword,
The H,
just
yeah,
because
the
it's
H2
so
sword.
wonky. It's so
That was a-
wonky as well.
I remember
the
the first
physics.
time seeing that in action, and one of my buddies kills me. I'm like, "How the fuck are you doing that?"
You're just
Like,
launching at him.
Yeah, just
Yeah, you
launching
just
at me.
fly. And
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
"How are you doing
"Whoa."
that?" Because I didn't understand it at the time. I'm like, "What the hell?"
Dude. Yeah, and then they nerf it in every other game after. It's not as fun because I thought the whole thing of it was that you are meant to just be like, cross the map at him.
Yeah, exactly.
And all the other ones, you're just like, you got to be like right at him to fucking melee. I was like, nah, I want to fly.
I'll give Infinite Sword.
It's pretty cool.
props.
It
It's
is
closer
fun.
to the H2 sword than any other sword.
And then grapple as well. Also, you can like fucking launch with it and then slice across map with it. They definitely did do some stuff with it, but it's like
Yeah, the Infinite Sword
five's
is pretty
snoozer.
fun to use.
Yeah, it's like 5's a
it's-
snoozer, 4's a snoozer.
5 is what is bad is like H3 or like Reach or 4.
H3s, I'm not the largest fan of H3s, and then
No, me
4's
either.
is just, it's okay. I thought Reach's was
Mhm.
like okay because the
been a
whole
while since I
invasion
used that
mode.
one.
Because like invasion
Mhm.
mode was kind of unique because it's like the Covenant side. It's like mostly plasma rifles and that, which was kind of unique.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
we
feel you.
can't get anything like that though because why can we have playable elites or brutes or anything?
Yeah, I definitely agree with the elites for sure. Brutes, yeah, that'd be fun. I'd love to see that. You know,
Yeah, there's,
I
like-
think it would be neat.
Yeah, like they could balance it by like giving them slightly less health or make it to where it's meant to be like an invasion game mode where it's just like the other team has an advantage. They are a lot stronger. It's like you just know one melee is and you're pretty much fucked.
Exactly.
I think that would be fun, but we don't get fun game modes.
Yeah, it is. You know,
Yeah.
it's what we got these days.
Dude. That's why I think MCC mods are so good. Like, if you
Mhm.
haven't played most of the MCC mods, they're so good. Like, someone's remaking CE in H3, and it looks phenomenal.
One day I'm gonna go through the mods when I get
Some-
tired of playing Infinite.
Some of the mods are fantastic.
Yeah, I've seen some really cool ones. One of the ones I saw that I really liked though was where you could pick up a Series X,
Yeah.
and it was like
the
a
cursed
laser
Halo
or,
mods.
or
Dude,
it was
the
like
cursed
a
mods are
fuel
awesome.
rod cannon.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like,
that
what
was
is it? There's
dope.
Cursed CE, 3, and Reach, and the Reach one's made by someone different, but it's as out there. Like
Yeah,
like the D20 grenade, you could get a Warhog or Thanos with his cock out, one or the other. There's no in between. It's just like, all right, yeah, it's so cool. Like those mods, Ultimate Sand Trap is cool.
Yeah, I never played any of
Dude,
these.
there's like, of course, like the old mods like SPV3 for CE is I think on there. It's fun. Like it changes the way combat evolves played and adds some other elements like the BR's added to the game and stuff. It's cool. It's
Yeah,
I like I don't know if it's still being made, but some fans were making Halo 3 Anniversary.
yeah,
I still don't know if that's being made because that was like something that was announced being done like, oh god, it was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago they started it. It was like right around. It was shortly. I think it was like 20. It was like 2016 or something is when they said that they were starting it because they were going to port over some of the marine models from H2A and like update a lot of the textures and like make the game look like an actual newer game.
mm-hmm.
And there just hasn't been much said about it. And some of the fan made games that are coming out are so cool. Like there's that flood horror game that's being made
Yeah, I
in
can't wait
Unreal
for
Engine
that.
5. Oh my
I cannot
god, it
wait for
looks
that. I've
so
been following that
good.
for a while.
Same.
I wonder when they're gonna release that because it's been years since they announced that.
Yeah, and they finally like I think it was just this year they finally showed off gameplay of it, or at least it's like just like the range where they're like showing off the guns and stuff. And it
Yeah,
looks
I can't wait.
so good.
I'm
Cuz
definitely playing that when it comes out.
yeah, they the mods, dude. And I know they can't call it Halo this and that. It's like because they'll get fucking hit with the cease and desist order. Fucking instantly. Kind of like the what was it? It was that Call of Duty mod. It was supposed to be Modern Warfare 2 remastered multiplayer. It was made in MWR's multiplayer, but it plays exactly like MW2. All like everything's moved over to it, and they also and Activision put the game on sale, and it was supposed to drop. I think it was the 16th of August, and it was like the day before they told them cease and desist. You can't release this, and everyone's like, "You guys are
Yeah,
scummy. We spent our money. You guys knew this mod existed, waited for it until like the last day of the sale, and then told them to pull the plug, so you could take our money, and then we got no mod." But then someone got their hands on the code and stuff and still released the mod and said, "Fuck you."
good, as
Yeah.
it should.
But I was like, "Oh my
All
god!"
fun. It's all fun and games, man.
Because I was so excited. I was like, "Dude, Modern Warfare 2 remastered multiplayer." I was like, "Sign me up!" It's like, bring me back
Yeah,
to 2009.
Modern Warfare 1 and 2 were just great. Like
I
Call of Duty 4, but yeah,
I think
most amazing games there.
MW2 is the best Call of Duty still.
I played that one probably the most out of any of the Call of Duty
I even
games.
think campaign-wise, I think it's still the best. I know a lot of people will be like Black Ops 2 and stuff. I said, nah. Modern Warfare 2's campaign is still the best.
I wasn't really I didn't really care about campaign as much in that, but they were definitely fun.
It's the one where it was still action movie like, but still was somewhat grounded in a way. Like I think Modern Warfare 2019's campaign is great. And then they started to
Still haven't beaten that.
and then they went out there with that, like, oh, Soap dies, comes back. Alex dies, he comes back. I'm like, what is this, a Marvel movie now? Nobody dies? Fuck this, man. I'm like, because it was grounded. Like people were, like, analyzing, like, the whole, like, breach and clear mission in it, where like, you scale up the building.
Yeah.
It's disturbing how real it is. Like, it's pretty fucking real. And it's like, damn. And then they just, like, they got Activision hands all over it to do extra and said, dog shit. Like, fuck,
Well,
man.
Activision is another company that's not that great, so let's, we'll be honest. They got
Blizzard's not also
some
good
room to
either.
grow.
Dude,
No,
I could rant about Blizzard every fucking minute a day because I'm such a large StarCraft fan. I love RTS games, and I could... For the last damn near since I've... Oh, God, when did Legacy of the Void come out? It was like 2015? They've acted like StarCraft 2 hasn't fucking existed. They released, like, StarCraft 1 Remaster was like 2017, and then they're like, fuck you, we're done. All updates
Yeah.
are done by the community. So
I'm not much of
whatever
a
they
StarCraft
decide,
fan, but I've
I
heard
played
stories.
I played a lot of Command and Conquer when I was younger. I have them all on Steam. Honestly, you can't play them at 1080p, which is dumb, which is why CNCnet exists. You can play all of the older ones like RA1, Tiberium Sun and stuff at 1080p, and it looks great. But it's like those games, like Dune, like the original, like Dune 2 was like the first big RTS and moved over, and it's like this genre of games was like Blizzard basically fucking projected it to like just propelled it to where it's at now. Like, if you go to Korea, you say you play StarCraft, it doesn't matter who it is on the street. They're like, oh yeah, I know that game. That is what they play. It's like, they play StarCraft 2. It's the second most watched game in the country. Or it's like one of the most watched things in the entire country. It's like, it has that cultural impact on it that it's like, it is what they play. Is a 26-year-old game. It's just,
Yeah.
oh my god.
I've always been a first-person shooter guy, so I don't really
Same.
know. I
Like,
don't really
I
know
play-
what happens in other games.
I play, like I said, I focus, like, my esports stuff it's StarCraft and 8CS. If I see something on other games, I'm like, oh, that's cool, or whatever, but I'm not like, oh, nose down to it. I gotta, like, those are the only two. Because some of it's just too much to follow. Like CS, it's hard to follow. There's so much going on at once always in CS. It's like every other day there seems to be a LAN, and I'm just like, there's a lot. I can't follow it all.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention
I can't.
to other esports, so I don't know much.
I don't either. It's like
I'm just a
HCS,
Halo guy,
that,
man.
Same.
I
Like,
don't give
I
two
play-
shits about Call of Duty or any of those.
I haven't followed the CDO really since it was a thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's something cool. Whatever.
Yeah, it is whatever. Yeah, to me.
Yeah. Right. Favorite vehicle?
Oh, probably the Ghost. Easy. I'm a very decent Ghost player, which is probably the easiest vehicle to use, but that's why it's so fun. It's like, I like to strafe back and forth and do as much damage and just be an annoying prick on the map.
Yep.
That's just I don't know. There's no other vehicle for me that can beat the Ghost, in my opinion.
I think mine's the transport Warhog. There's just something
The
about
new one,
loading.
the Razor.
The Razorback's fun. No, maybe the Reach or the H3 Troop Hog. Just loading up all the Marines and just be like, go, and they just blasted everything. But yeah, the Razorback in Infinite's campaign, you give them all like skewers or rockets. You just pull up on a fucking outpost and they just blow everything up.
It's hilarious.
It's awesome. Just everything blows up. It's so fun.
Yeah, it is.
God,
yeah.
dude. I'm still waiting on that Falcon.
We'll
That won't
see.
ever come
We'll see
out.
what happens. I don't know.
Well, they're apparently adding the MA5K from the books and stuff. So I'm like, interesting to add. You have the SMG there and all those, but I'll take a brand new weapon.
We need new weapons. We need new stuff in this game to keep it alive
Yeah.
until the next Halo game
And I'm
comes
fine
out.
with the MA5K. In the books and stuff, it seems cool, and all the expanded material. It seems like an interesting weapon, so I'm like, sure.
I agree with that. Yep.
I would ask you your favorite book, but I don't know if you have read any of them.
Oh, I've read them. I've read some of them. Yeah.
I've read a lot.
I've read-
I do more audiobooks because I would listen to them while I'm working. I'm trying to think, how many have I gone through is the question. I've gone through a lot.
I've read the first 3. I read Ghost of Onyx.
Ghost
I
of
read
Onyx
Harvest.
that and Harvest.
I read
Wow.
Cole Protocol. That was a good one.
Cole Protocol is great.
I don't know. What I'd say.
The
Ghost
Kilo
Onyx
5
is-
books.
I haven't read
Like the
anything
Kilo-
past those.
The Kilo 5 books, they're definitely not, I would say, when it comes to lore-wise, some stuff is kind of like a little look past, but I think it makes up for it with Karen Travis's emotional writing. I think does a lot better than some of the other books. Like, I think the first 3 books, the writing is very Tom Clancy-like. It is very milsim, military-like books. It's like, ooh, I know the damage of what a 5.56 will do to the human body. It's like, cool, Tom Clancy, we you know military stuff. That's what I get the vibe of those books. The Kilo 5 books are definitely a lot more emotional. And I do think that they are good books. I'm trying to think. How many have I gone? I've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then go to Spotify. I think it's like 15 or 16 books. And there's still, what? There's like 30... So there's like 33 or something? So I'm like fucking nowhere near. Yeah, and I'm on like Hunters in the Dark. And it's weird because it's like some books come out so close to each other, so it's like, what books in order are this? Like, I always have to Google it because I'm like, I want to go through all the books.
That's lame.
In order.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
It's like I want to.
I feel that way with Star Wars comics.
Oh my god, I gave up on Star Wars comics a long time ago. I started the Darth Vader ones, and then it just was like out there.
Vader ones are weird because like you could get. I bought a lot of the graphic novels.
Mm-hmm.
I got a pretty nice collection of the Vader ones, and I literally had to do the same thing. I had to Googled it to find out which was the first set. You know, I got some of those. And then like there's like a volume, I think it's the Takedown or the Vader Down graphic novel, and it's like it takes place somewhere in the middle of the main volumes, but it's not a part of those for some fucking reason. Like in that collection, it's so weird.
They've even done that. Well, like now, like speaking of Star Wars, like Disney now, when it comes to like expanded books, they're like that stuff is whatever. So it's like Starkiller. He's just like not a thing anymore, and it's like
he was a little OP though,
dude. I get it. In the books,
he's good. He's a good character.
In the books, he's a lot less overpowered.
Like, I read the first book of that.
Yeah,
he's good.
And he's not as like disintegrating stormtroopers with his with the Force level.
Yeah,
like in the game, it's just like.
Well, the game's supposed to be fun, you know.
Well, yeah, the game is meant to be
dramatic version.
You're just like bulldozing through everybody, and it's meant to be like that,
which is great because like we want to be able to do that. That's how it meant to.
Yes, I love it. Like the newer Star Wars games, I haven't really played a lot of them because it's like I go back to Force Unleashed, and I'm like, this is how I want to feel if I'm a Jedi.
Fallen Order's pretty good though.
I've played Survivor. I played it a little.
I beat it finally about a month and a half ago.
I like the gameplay, but it's like, if I'm gonna play as a Jedi, I want to be like Starkiller. I'm fucking ripping Star Destroyers out of fucking orbit and crashing them down. It's like that's. Yeah. It's like I want to feel like I'm just so overpowered, nothing can stop me. Which is why some of the boss fights were kind of funny. It's like I'm getting my ass kicked by fucking Shock T, and it's like. In the next 20 minutes, I'm ripping a Star Destroyer out of fucking orbit. It's like, I should just be able to go, click, you're dead, bitch. Move out of the way.
Yeah,
but
I feel you on that.
I do like that the book, though, at least expands on the stuff that's in between the levels a lot more, which was really cool. And, like, I think Ram Koda deserves to be, in the canon. Because he was supposed to be in Rogue One, and they scrapped him out of the movie. And I was like, dude, Ram Koda is so cool.
Yeah, he
not
was
have him in something else.
I have to agree. He was a cool character.
He's so cool. But Shakti, whatever. She didn't even need to be in the game. They've already killed her like 6 times or something. I think she's the most. I think she's like the most killed Star Wars character, which is so fucking wild. It's like
that's hilarious.
It's like episode 3, she's killed in it, and then in a deleted scene, Grievous kills her. she dies in, I think it's like the 2003 animated short series. She dies in that. I was like, does George Lucas have an issue with Shakti or something? Like, somebody has an issue with her to where she just has to die in everything. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Disney has done ruined Star Wars to a degree, and
It's
I don't know if you've heard the latest on the YouTuber controversy that's going around.
the Star Wars Explains. I haven't
Yeah,
touched on it yet. I'm probably going to later, because I know, like, because I know the whole Wikipedia thing. Like, I remember
that
like
didn't last very
Eckhart's
long,
Ladder got
Mhm.
banned from them a while ago, and then that kind of came back up because Wikipedia was changing stuff for the Acolyte. And frankly, I didn't finish the Acolyte. I don't think it was anything great.
You don't need to. You know, there's
Oh,
no
I
need to.
know. I think it was like 4 episodes in, maybe, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest. This ain't gripping me.
Like, you know, I know this is mainly a Halo podcast, but it's talking Star Wars, man. Like, it's just
This podcast can be whatever.
when I watched the first episode, I was like, okay, like I can,
Yeah, the
you know,
first.
I can dig
This
the
is
aesthetic.
okay. Like, I don't mind Master Soul as a character. I thought I was like, he's all right. It's
What
just everything else. I was like,
what got me in the first episode that kind of like made me start thinking, you know, and I'm not, look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm one of those guys, when I watch something I turn my brain off. I just want to have good
I don't
entertainment.
try
I
to
won't,
overthink
yeah,
it.
no, I don't at all. I just watch, and if the acting's good, the action's good, and is a little bit of a good story to it, it doesn't have to be the most complex fucking story. I don't really care for,
No.
you know,
Like,
I'll
I
watch
watched-
a good complex story,
Yeah,
but like
like
this
I
is
watched
nothing
Walking
like
Dead.
that.
That's not a complex story.
But
I watched Walking Dead. That wasn't a complex story.
But what got me in the first episode was I cannot stand the acting of the main character. The actor is not great. You know, I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to you know, be offensive here, but her skills are just not what we need in Star Wars. You know, she just did not play the character very good,
Yeah,
and there
and
was no emotion.
She also after the fact started
I
fucking
already,
bash, dude.
yeah, I already know.
What the fuck?
But what really got me, and it could have been the writing. You know,
it could
I
have
don't
been.
know,
Well,
but she comes at the fucking first Jedi and was just like, "Bring everything you got" or some shit. And I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
You're
kung
talking
fu
the Trinity,
bullshit?
bitch. Shut your mouth.
I'm like, "What is this kung fu shit, man?" And like, why the fuck you gonna tell a Jedi to come at you with everything they got? Like,
Yeah.
that Jedi would destroy you,
Cool.
and then she gets some
Click.
cheap shot. Like,
You're dead,
you're
bitch.
talking about you're talking about a Jedi, first of all, that killed an entire witch clan, and then she gets stabbed with a knife.
Fucking
Oh,
murk
come on.
whole clans. Yeah, they're just like, oh, she
mercy.
dies in the first 5 minutes. I was like, this is.
And then don't even get me started. Like, no, the best thing about that whole series was
I think the fight scenes were
Sith
cool.
character. I thought the fight scenes were
I thought the fight scenes were really cool. Outside of that,
I thought the Sith character was great.
yeah, he seemed interesting.
He did. He had some interesting factors to him.
The play is shoehorn, because I saw that scene how he's just like
That's-
there for 2 seconds. I was like, that's just a shoehorn in. That's so stupid.
I don't
Oh
like
my
any
God.
part of that. I don't like.
They could have just done the book at that point if they weren't Plagueis.
Look, don't tell me anything about the book. Because I purchased
I haven't.
it. I have not
I haven't
read, it yet.
read the book either, but
Okay,
I know
good,
some
'cause
stuff about it. But I was like, I haven't. Read
I do
it.
too. But I bought the book, and I knew that the reviews on it were excellent. It's like apparently it's Star Wars Theory's like favorite book out of everything.
It's
Star
up there
Wars.
with some of the best Star Wars stuff, probably.
And so I've read some good Star Wars books too, and like, yeah, like I was just like, don't ruin this fucking character. Don't bring him into this shit show. You already ruined ruined Soul. You ruined, what's his name? The Sith character. I can't remember his name. Fucking goddamn, I can't.
Like
this is how much the show doesn't mean shit to me.
It's I forget, but
they're calling him Darth Bather or something. I think so that was his nickname. God damn it!
I wasn't the largest fan of his.
Something Q. It was something Q or something.
Yeah, his helmet was all right. I thought it. I did like his detachable lightsaber, like lightsaber dagger. Well, I was like, that was kind of cool in the way that he could just like brute force through Jedi. I was like, that's kind of cool. It's just
shoehorned in Ki-Adi-Mundi for no reason.
Ooh,
that was
that
not needed.
Bothered
not
me.
Needed.
That
added no context to the fucking story.
He's not even meant to be alive yet.
Well, not only that, it's just like, what purpose did he really even serve?
Well,
and why is Yoda in this shit?
Yoda, And
I know Yoda
Yoda
he's born, he's alive then
but
for
he
a
wasn't.
period, but like
He
dear
was just
Lord.
kind of just supposed to be at this point doing his own shit.
He was like what, like 800 years old at this point. It's
No,
like 100 years before Skywalker
yeah, it's like
series.
yeah. So it's
like
like it's just like what the fuck. It like it. A lot of the shit just made no sense. Like Keanu Mundi shouldn't even have been alive. And two, then it adds the question of in episode 1, he says there hasn't been a Sith scene in a millennia. If that's the case, and you now have to kind of change episode 1 now as Keanu Mundi knew and decided to not say anything, and Yoda, who was alive at the time, would have known that, hey, a bunch of people fucking died. We're not going to mention the Sith that was here about 100 years ago. We're just not going to bring it up. Nothing. We're not going to say anything. Because let's not prepare them. It made no sense. Because I thought the whole idea of them being like, this is supposed to be the High Republic. It's supposed to be still at a time where they're not so close-minded, less arrogant, ignorant. It's supposed to be they're a lot more cohesive as an actual order. And it seemed like in the show that they're even more fucking ignorant and close-minded to everything. And it made no sense.
No, yeah, I guess I feel that totally.
It's just like what the. Like I said, the best thing Star Wars has that's been out in the last few years is Andor.
Andor's great.
Andor's unbelievable.
Started off slow, but great.
I was fine with it being slow because it's kind of meant to be a little slow, but I was like,
but it builds the story, man. Builds the characters.
It's a lot better than Mando. It's the best thing since Rogue One.
And I honestly was very.
And it's funny how it ties into.
I was very. Wouldn't say skeptical is not the right word, but I was very like kind of like like let's just watch it.
I was at first. I was like and I was like, holy shit, it's.
And then like, I think it's probably hands down the best Disney Star Wars. I think it's the best show. The Mandalorian.
It's the best show. I would say outside of it's the best live action show because.
I think it's the best Disney Star Wars we've gotten. Disney Star Wars. Like, well,
Rogue One.
Rogue One was good. The Mandalorian was good.
Bad Batch, I think, is unbelievable too.
Bad Batch went bad. And season 7 of Clone Wars is
season 7. Oh my god.
Yeah, I would.
Like I said, it's the best live action thing that they.
I think it's the best well written. I'll be honest.
Because it proves that you can do espionage, spy.
You don't have to have Jedi in the mix.
Yes, and you can have a more grounded Star Wars show, not magical people with swords. It's a spy show, and it's written beautifully as a spy show, like as an espionage thriller.
Gotta agree with that.
It's because I think Rogue One, when it comes to Star Wars movies, is up there. It's the only Disney movie that they have made for Star Wars that I think is good. Like, I think The Rise of Skywalker is an absolute waste of 3 hours, and I've seen the movie 5 times.
I watched it once, and that was it.
It gets worse every time I watch it.
I watched it once, and that was in the theater. I wanted to see how much of a trash can it was going to be. Dude, I already knew pre-hand it was going to be bad.
I made everyone in the theater laugh after the whole movie ended, and she goes, "I'm Rey Skywalker."
Yeah, that was so cringe,
man. Said out loud, "Are you fucking serious?" And I got up and I walked out. I said, "Fuck this movie," and I got up and walked out. I was like, "This movie's fucking dog shit, bro." It's just I was like, "This is fucking horrible." And then Mando got worse and worse. Season 3 ain't great. 1 and 2 were good. It's just kind of okay.
Yeah, 3 was all right.
Book of Boba Fett is okay.
Like, yeah, Book of Boba Fett could have been so much fucking better.
I was expecting it.
Pussy, man.
I was hoping it was gonna be like a crime syndicate show, and we didn't really get that. I was like, it's Boba Fett in the books. He's got like this whole fucking guild with him, and they're like doing these large heists. And I was expecting like this fucking big syndicate. He's fighting the Pikes, and he's trying to get like I was expecting this whole big thing, and they're just like, No, we're gonna do nothing with him for like 8 episodes. Mando's gonna take 2 of the episodes because fuck Boba. I was like, this is dumb. So stupid. I was like, I can't with them. They don't make anything good anymore.
No, they don't, man.
I'm hoping they still got movies apparently in the works that what was it? I think they're making like an Alphabet Squadron movie. I think I heard they're making a Rogue Squadron movie. I'm hoping those are good because space combat's cool. And I know that Taika Waititi directed Star Wars movie supposed to come out, I don't know, some point in the next millennia.
Yeah.
Well, who the fuck knows? It's like they announce stuff, they cancel it. They announce stuff, they cancel it.
Pretty much.
Or how they say, we have budget restrictions. You're fucking Disney. What's a budget restriction to you?
Well, you gave
like,
fucking what's her name $180 million to produce the Acolyte,
dude,
and it's just like
they said budget restrictions for Acolyte.
You might as well fart it in the wind.
Well, they fucking yeah, and then they like what episode was it when they kill off like the Wookiee Jedi? What was that, episode 3? They said
something like that.
They said they killed him off screen because of budget restrictions. Every episode had $180 million. Where did the money go? How you can't tell me
man.
You used $180 million and you couldn't put that in? Like, what? And
Don't
then
ask me.
then you
no
see
clue.
shows, and then because I watched, what was it, Godzilla -1 around the same time. That movie had like, compared to that, it was like a $10 million budget. It was like very small for a movie, and the movie is fantastic. Like, it is so good looking. And I was like, that's how you use money. That's how you don't use money.
Exactly.
I just think Disney hasn't released anything good in a long time. I think it's up until recently. They hadn't had a movie that got over $1 billion. I was just like, what the fuck?
I really think the turn point is about to come. I mean, we got Andor season 2 coming out. That's going to be a boost.
Because it's supposed to it's supposed to end and pick up right when Rogue One starts. Like, it's supposed to be like seamless.
I think with the cancellation of Acolyte, which is a godsend. Thank you, God. Thank you, Star Wars gods, for canceling that trash show.
Only if we could have gotten Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau to make it.
And the best part about that is that they could claim that wasn't Darth Plagueis. They could be like, "Oh, that's not him.
That's his
just some creep in a cave."
Yeah, that's his brother, Darth Vegas.
Tudius.
Darth Vegas.
I don't know. Darth Vegas.
Bilbo Baggins in the cave.
Darth Trashius. I don't know. Like, yeah, that's the part. Like, I like, and then I'm seeing tweets. I'm seeing tweets asking, doing petitions to bring this shit back. It's like, no. If you like it so much, go rewatch it about 5 million times. Be my fucking guest.
You know the show. They agreed that the show wasn't good. If they're removing merchandise, they're removing every existence of this show. Like, they're trying to be like, forget this ever came out.
The only way I can see that season 2 being a real thing is if you give it to somebody like whoever's directing Andor.
Oh yeah.
Like, giving it to a real show writer that knows how to write good, solid stories.
Or give it to or just be like, here, Jon Favreau, script. Or here, Dave Filoni, script. You do everything else for Star Wars.
One of the things I would like to see, I saw a really cool fan-made art was taking off where the end of Solo took off and doing a Crimson Dawn Darth Maul series.
Bring back Emilia Clarke.
Man, dude,
like,
that was
Emilia
he looks so
in the
good
book.
in that too,
dude. And they brought back Sam Witwer too to do the voice, and I think it was Ray Parker in the they got Ray Parker, I think, to come back and do to have the makeup on, and then have Sam Witwer do the. It's unbelievable that it's
amazing.
You got Sam Witwer and them to do 30 seconds.
That's the kind of shit though people want to watch.
Oh my god,
we want to watch shit like that. We want to watch.
That was
I
the
would
original
love an Old Republic movie, like a Sith show or movie, and it needs to be dark. It needs to be gritty. It needs to be
I want
violent.
to see limbs cut off. I want to see heads roll. I want brutal.
Let's not forget that we need something. We need a full-on Darth Vader movie.
I want a
Darth
Revan
Vader.
film.
That too. I'll take either Vader or Revan.
A
Or Maul.
Vader, but it's got to be
Great.
like the comics. It is the most brutal thing. Like him
Or
caving
Darth
in
Bane.
dams, killing whole towns. I want to see it.
Darth Bane would be good.
Darth Bane would be
Even the
sick.
Sith from the Acolyte. If we could just get a whole show with him
Yeah, him just doing stuff would be.
doing stuff and tracking down solo Jedi and killing them and being discreet about it, that would have
Yeah,
been really good.
it would be
They just
fine.
fucked it up. They fucked it up.
Yeah,
We're not gonna get that now.
yeah, well, we won't get anything Acolyte, hopefully.
Probably.
Can
not.
they revert
Man,
that
that's
Ki Mundi
definitely a good
also
thing.
wasn't born and do all that?
Did they revert that?
I hope they do.
Oh,
I'm sure.
we'll
Yeah,
just say that's a what if show.
yeah, it's a what if show that didn't finish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, it's so. Dude,
Man,
I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then CBS, I think, is because Paramount they like sold all a lot of their stuff, like all of like their TV side of stuff, they like canned, and everyone's like, so what's going on with Star Trek? Because the Star Trek shows, unbelievable. Like Strange New Worlds is some of the best Star Trek to ever come out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know a lot of people bashed like Discovery. They're like, it's this progressive garbage, political this and that. And I'm like, at its core, it is not bad. Does it have elements that suck? Yes, it is a little small world at times. But I think every story at a point is very small world. Oh, this person knows this one, whatever. It's just, I was so bummed for Discovery to kind of end because it's like it finally got under its feet. It doesn't have to adhere to all the lore that came before it because it started off before the original series, and then just out of nowhere they're like, "Yep, season 5 is the last season," and everyone's like, "Oh, all right then." It starts to get under its feet, and you guys just scrap it. I was like, "Well, fuck."
But yeah, man, it's Star Wars will make a comeback one day.
I hope it does.
I got a feeling we're gonna see some changes. Hopefully, hopefully we just get Kathleen Kennedy out of there and we get some real people that actually love Star Wars. That'd be great.
There's a Twitter page that is they used to tweet every day, and it was, is Kathleen Kennedy still the head of what was it, like Star Wars? Yes.
She has to retire at some point.
Yes.
Hopefully it's before I die.
I hope it's someone else. Can like Dave Filoni just take over?
At this point, yeah, I would agree.
Or you know what? I would say George, but he's like, I'm off doing other stuff. I'm having fun doing nothing.
I'd love to have George back. I'd bring him back. Open arms.
I forget what movie it was. That it was like everyone on set wanted him to like at least look over parts of what was being made. And I think it was like Kathleen Kennedy and I think like Lucasfilm, like the higher ups now were like, we don't want him. And everyone's like, why? This is literally his thing. He made it. It's like, what the fuck? Why would you not want this guy to help in any aspect? Even if he's like, that lightsaber should be a different color. Like, okay. just like something as small as that. Just be like, okay, sure. We'll change it from being blue to fucking magenta. Who cares? Well, like, that's how it was with, like, Mace Windu. They were just like, he goes, a purple lightsaber? And he's like, oh, normally it's blue or green, but, I think we can do purple. That was it. There's just no other reason, just because he wanted it. It also says bad motherfucker written on across it, too.
Which is awesome.
Which is fucking great. Like, I would like a Mace Windu movie. Like, Shatterpoint's a great book. Just make that something. Or, hell, you have to use on Vong. It's 19 fucking books. I understand a lot of people are like, other aliens in Star Wars, they're fighting. It's like, whatever, you have 19 books. Do something with it, though. It spans, like, it's like 10 years of, like, time. Just fucking do something with it.
Right.
It's just like, I'm like, oh my god. But no, you want to act like expanded stuff doesn't exist anymore.
Feel that, man, but time is getting away. I got some stuff I gotta get to. You got any more questions, like some rapid fires?
very early prediction. Who's gonna win Worlds?
Should I do the reverse psychology thing like I did before? Because it worked.
It did work.
Okay, I'm just gonna say Optic.
Now they're gonna get like fucking 6 now. They're gonna get fucking
I'm
thrashed
saying
at Worlds.
I'm doing it again. I'm going with the old playbook, Optic. If it worked for this event, because like in my podcast last time, my predictions have always went wrong. I usually choose who won the last event as who's going to win the next event after
It would
that,
be
and
pretty
it
safe
never
picking
works.
SSG, but that would be the safe pick.
I
They
think
might
they're going to
do
do well. They're going to do well. Obviously, they'll be in grand finals for sure.
You know what?
Unless something crazy happens.
You know what? Cloud9's winning. That's it.
Cloud9. Okay, I like it.
I'm just joking now.
Yeah.
They look good at SLC, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Nope. Native Gaming is winning it. My friend's right. APG's gonna win his second world championship.
He's gonna get his $100.
He's gonna get. Yep. He's gonna get his $100. APG's gonna win it.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
I look forward to it, man. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Shit, bro. It was nice talking to you today.
Nice talking, yeah.
You know, we'll do it again sometime eventually.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. Just look for me at Worlds. You may see me again, like on the live feed or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course I'll probably DM you and be like, "How's Worlds?" And
yeah,
because I heard Worlds last year was very bare bones at points.
I'll just say this: SLC had Worlds beat from last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe not the first year, but the last year for sure.
So that means they have a few weeks to step it up.
They have time.
They got their 3 weeks to step it up. Okay.
They have time. Yeah. I mean, they can do it, but they're gonna have to put some fucking effort in because SSG brings it all the time, 100%.
Oh yeah, they do it with everything.
Yeah.
But alrighty.
All right, man. Well, pleasure speaking with you again, man. Until next time, bro.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for watching. And if you liked this episode with Legendary C4, like and subscribe for more. And while you're here at the channel, go watch all the other ones I have. And go like those as well. So, yeah. I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully it will be next week. Peace.